folks, we are just about ready to get started here. We got about 20 seconds to Derby. Welcome we are here for the Team California, Team Philippines game. I am, what you say, Jay? I am the voice of California, and for the purposes of this game, I'm also the voice of Team Philippines because there's only one announcer. And I will be your humble host for the next hour or so. We're on the track. We're ready to get this first jam started. There's hardcore jamming for California. And boppin' jamming for Philippines. Boppin' is quickly giving it to this California defense up in the front here. While Philippines, holding the pack back in order to allow Boppin to get on through. Meanwhile, Hardcore still is not. Hardcore caught a penalty, looks like. So it is actually a power jam for Team Philippines. We can see California's lining up to just absolutely take that hit there. But Boppin pushing on through up against this last line of defense here with the California pivot. And that's Gnarly Nay trying to hold down the fort here, but unfortunately getting pushed out of play and forced to let Boppin go. Looks like Hardcore's back on the track now, so that ends that power jam. Up now against Mad for Gravy, but managing to slide past as the pack is held a little bit. And that is our first jam. We got some points on the books here. 8 points for Team Philippines. That is Boomer on the jam line for California, and Kisma Azqueta for Team Philippines. California's got 2 blockers in the box. That's Myth America standing, getting ready to get back on the track. And that is Azqueta breaking out, picking up lead for the second time for Team Philippines. Coming around, quickly making this initial scoring pass. Picking up those 4 points. Boomer has not been able to break out yet. Has taken off the star. Having a hard time reaching. Yeah, the Team Philippines defense is. We have a star pass on California to Rhodes Warrior. And then it gets called off. All right, who do we got here? That is Bubbles jamming for California. And Aluyan jamming for Team Philippines. Team Philippines once again picking up the lead for the 3rd jam in a row. And coming around for that initial scoring pass quickly. Bubbles has popped that star off. And Aluyan is through, picking up 4 points. Bubbles has made the star pass to Donna Diggler for California. Team Philippines picking up 1 point on that last jam. is Rogue Rammer jamming for California, and Boppin back on the track for Team Philippines. The penalty box is clear, which is nice to see. And Rogue is through, picking up lead for Team California for the first time. Boppin now also out of the pack as Rogue is reapproaching for this initial scoring pass. Getting recycled to the back on the inside as Boppin is coming around and Rogue calls off. Looks like Rogue may put some points on the board for California. That is 3 points for California. That is Taratot jamming for California and Hawaii KO jamming for Team Philippines. One blocker in the box for Team Philippines, so just a slight pack advantage for California. Taratot is pushed on that front Philippines tripod that does not want to budge. Meanwhile, Taratot up against a pretty similar situation in the back. California loses one of those blockers. And we'll see if that's enough to allow Team Philippines through. But Taratot breaks out in time to pick up lead for the second jam in a row for Team California. Ooh, with the apex jump, didn't land it, but it doesn't matter because it was inbounds. It counts. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be on the track. So. 4 points on that last jam for Team California. Looks like the pack is lining up pretty far forward from the pivot line. California's got 2 blockers in the box, including their pivot, so they're starting at a pretty significant disadvantage. Hardcore for Team California and Hawaii KO breaking out, picking up lead for Team Philippines right away. But Hardcore also out of the pack. Ooh. KO came around and got pushed out on the outside and then called it off. Points for Team Philippines on that last one, bringing the score to 28-10 Team Philippines. And we have a team timeout for Team Philippines. So in that timeout, we're going to go ahead and do a roster read for Team Philippines. We have Buhisin, Kristinite, Aluyan, Pandiesel, Pinoy Noir, Manuel, Ben Boppin, Crankdat, Celestial, Mad for Gravy, Champagne, Chica Demolish, Quitting, Boppin, Kiss My Escueta, Unraveled Chaos, YKO, Hello Sailor, and Brandy Savage. They are coached by Sam Agustin, Rose Villain, Ninja Filipina, and International Lee. Pinoy Noir. I'm so sorry to Pinoy Noir for stumbling that hard on that one. But for Team California, we have... Oh, okay, we'll do that roster read later. Because we are back. That is Boomer on the jam line for California. And Pandiesel on the jam line for Team Philippines. Team California's pivot is in the box. The pack quickly splits off into these 2 tripods. Pandiesel really fighting to get through, getting an assist from Buhisin, but not able to clear enough to break out. We are about 40 seconds into the jam, still no lead. But as I say that, Boomer does a little bit of a hop, skip, and a jump and picks up lead along the inside line there for California, who's still being held by this California defense. Ooh, Boomer goes for the apex jump again. This time gets sort of bumped out of the sky and somehow picks up a penalty in the process, which means it's now a power jam for Team Philippines. No score yet on this jam, as far as if my eyes have not deceived me. No score yet on this jam. The whole pack is pretty much just has come to a halt at turn one here. These defenses do not want to give up even a little bit of ground. Pendies has popped the star off, but unclear whether there's going to be a pass or if it's a stash. Only time will tell. Team Philippines blocker headed to the box. As Boomer gets back on the track at the end of that power jam, it was a nice power jam shut down by California. Boomer managing to make that pass, picking up 4 points. And we have a timeout. I believe it's an official timeout. Is picking up a penalty on that last jam, which means it is going to be a power start for Team California. That is Bubbles on the jam line. Going to be trying to shrink this gap here. The score is 28-14, an even 2-1 ratio here, so 14 points. I'll tell you what, I've seen Bubbles do that and a lot more in one jam, but Team Philippines has got a strong defense, so it'll be very interesting to see what kind of work they can get done in Jam 8. We'll go ahead and do the roster for Team California. We have number 1 Diamond, number 10 Bubbles, number 1011 Rammer, number 1184 Rocks and Stocks, number 125 Adri, number 12 Donna Digler, number 17 Rhodes Warrior, number 138 Patty Hurst, number 143 Pinball, number 21 Gnarly Nay, number 215 Boo Gogi, number 36 Slamela Anderson, number 4 Maliboomer, number 451 Shock and Auburn, number 7, I'm pretty sure, but there's a whole bunch right there. I'm not 100% sure. Hardcore. Number 57, Terratot. Number 70, Freddie Herfury. Number 82, Myth America. Number 88, Bell Ringer. And number 92, Alleycat. They are coached by Soul, Josh, and M. That is Team California. Still not. We have not really gotten an indication as to what this timeout is about, because it is an official timeout. It's not a review. It's not track maintenance. So we'll see what exactly is going on out there. Both of these teams are now. We're now pretty far into this tournament. California won their game against Ohio yesterday. Team Philippines beat Florida. I'm pretty sure it was their last game. They had 2 games yesterday. I believe at least one of them was Florida. I will use one of the other timeouts to find out what the other one was. Yeah, this is day 2 of this tournament. We are now pretty far into this bracket. We are still in the winner's bracket here with this game, and whoever wins this game will go on to, I believe, the bracket semifinals. And then whoever loses this game will drop down to the consolation bracket and play again tomorrow. Either way, both of these teams, or Lady D, I'm sorry. But either way, you will see both of these teams again in this tournament. So that actually was, there was an expulsion on that last jam. Boomer has been expelled from the game for, there was no safe way to land that apex jump, is what the refs concluded, and so she's been expelled from the game on a misconduct call. So we are now back on the track with Pan Diesel jamming for Team Philippines and Bubbles jamming for California. California had been running a 5 jammer rotation, so they're down to, they'll be doing a 4 jammer rotation, which seems to be what Team Philippines is doing so far as well. So you might start seeing some more consistent jammer matchups here now that the rotations are the same size. Both of these defenses really trying not to give up any ground here. We're at a dead stop on turn 1. The house announcer just said there's not much to announce when nobody's moving, and it's too true. There's really not much to say there. Of the pack, Bubbles is still looking. Oh, I take it back. Bubbles also now out of the pack as Peninsula is coming back around for an initial square pass, calls it right off. 2 points for Team Philippines on that last one. That is Rogue Grammar jamming for California and Boppin jamming for Philippines. Boppin breaking right out of the pack, picking up lead for Team Philippines. Rogue now also out of the pack as Boppin gets bumped out on the outside and calls it off. I do believe picked up points though. Waiting for the points to go up. Maybe not. Maybe did not pick up points on that one. That is Teratot jamming for California. And Hawaii KO jamming for Team Philippines. Yeah, 2 points on that last one for Team Philippines. Starts by getting recycled all the way to the back there. As KO is pushing on this California front line here, getting held by rocks, the pivot, and a pretty solid tripod there. Their fourth blocker is kind of torn between helping out and bridging the pack. And yeah, KO gets pushed down on the inside, gets recycled, coming back around. Taratot, I believe, has popped the star off. Oh no, I take it back. And now Taratot in the front pushing through, and Taratot picks up lead for California. The star has now, we have star pass for Team Philippines to Matt for Gravy. Oh no, it was not a completed, I'm sorry, it was not a completed pass. So KO is actually still the jammer. And now getting sent to the penalty box, making it a power jam for Team California. They have put 4 points on the board thus far, and we'll see what they can do with the rest of this power jam here. Team Philippines is lined up, ready to try to shut it down. That was a very abbreviated power jam, as Team Philippines was just getting back on the track as the jam got called. California picked up 5 points on that last jam, bringing this score to 32-19. Looks like we do have an official review being requested by Team California. We will hopefully get a little bit of information on that once the refs have had a chance to talk it over. This pause in the game brought to you by 888-187 Killer Pads. As our all team official, any pause in the game for any reason, they are all brought to you by 888-187 Killer Pads. We also have the penalty box, which we've been making some decent use of so far, but not astronomical. But that is brought to us by a Happy Penalty Box, sponsored by Happy Coffee, which is proud. They are a proud partner of NAMI, namely the largest grassroots mental health organization in the U.S. For more information, visit happyproducts.com/namely. We are about to get a little bit of information on this official review. Please hold. All right, so we got a little bit of information on that official review. California was requesting a back block call on Team Philippines' jammer before the Star Pass. They are going to retain their official review for this half. Unclear yet as to whether someone will start in the box or not. But the long and short of it is the California did win that official review. All right, looks like we are ready to get back on the track. Um, we've got a Team Philippines player in the box. California's bench over there kind of trying to raise the energy here. Okay, so it is Team Philippines' jammer is in the box. So this is Power Star for Team California. That's hardcore. And Hawaii KO is in the box for Team Philippines. So that was the outcome of that official review. Hardcore trying to squeeze around the inside, not able to make it, getting blocked by that Team Philippines pivot. California doing their best to clear a path here. Hardcore moving over to the outside, almost through as okay, back on the track and immediately breaking through, picking up lead. That was a very nice power jam shutdown by Team Philippines. Hardcore still looking to make it through, but that pivot that's cranked that really giving it to Hardcore this jam, just absolutely on the inside, on the outside, not letting Hardcore through. KO's now on their initial scoring pass, but also having a hard time breaking through, and just picked up a back block call on Bugogi, which means that it is now once again a power jam for Team California. Uh, Hardcore getting back on the track and coming in to try to break through, but Team Philippines is all over those lanes on the inside, on the outside. They are just on it. Wherever Hardcore looks, there is a blocker there so far. So, and KO is back on. That was an abbreviated uh, penalty, and so that is the end of that power jam once again as KO is back on the track with just 15 seconds left in the jam. Both of these defenses have kept this jam to a very low score considering how frequently there was only one jammer on the track. Team Philippines putting 4 points on the board on that last jam. That is doubles jamming for Team California, breaking out, picking up lead for California right away. That's Kismaya Escueta jamming for Team Philippines up against these final two blockers now breaking through, forced out of play, forced to let the jammer go. Bubbles was sent to the penalty box. So it is a power jam for Team Philippines. And actually looks like Esqueta is the lead jammer for this jam. Picking up 4 points for Team Philippines as those Team Philippines blockers line up to play some offense here, try to clear the way, but also getting ready to receive Bubbles as Bubbles gets back on the track along with Myth America, and Bubbles is through. Team Philippines picked up 8 points on that last jam, bringing the score to 44-19. That is Rogue Rammer jamming for Team California. We've got one blocker each in the box, but Team Philippines pivot in the box. Rogue getting immediately recycled all the way to the back by that blocker. Team Philippines jammer also up against that is Boppin jamming for Team Philippines. Having an equally difficult time getting past that California trap at the beginning. Boppin getting sent to the penalty box, which means it is a power jam for Programmer. Still with a minute 20, and the jam going to be looking to make a little bit of progress closing this point gap. This is Rogue looking to pick up some points on this initial scoring pass, getting recycled to the back. And managing to sneak along that inside line and break out, pick up 4 points for Team California. Boppin now getting back on the track with the star stashed. Ooh, with a hard hit to Gnarly Day. Rogue up against, we have sort of identical 4 balls here. Both of these jammers just push and push and push in. Both of these defenses saying, But Rogue does manage to break through, pick up another 4 points for Team California. Boppin is still having a little bit of a tough time breaking through as Rogue reapproaches with 15 seconds left, picking up at least 1, I think. But they're really, and then calling it off with 3 seconds left. That was 10 points for Team California. That was Team California's highest scoring jam so far. And we have an official timeout. This official timeout brought to you by 888-187 Killer Pads. I'm going to take this time to do a little bit of points math, catching up my record here. All right, we are back. That is Taratot jamming for California, picking up lead. Boppin still in the penalty box. This is a power start for Team California, and Taratot, hard hit against that Team Philippines defense and getting bumped to the outside and recycled all the way back to turn 4. Bogogi trying to recycle maybe a little further back than is possible there, but Boppin is now back on the track as Taratot is in the front and gets pushed out of play and forced to release, allowing them to pick up 4 points on that jam. Poppin still fighting on that inside line, trying to get past those California blockers. Just about a minute left in this jam. Bugogi sent to the penalty box. We've also got two Team Philippines blockers in the box. Taratot almost getting sort of chased down by Alian, but Taratot with a little bit of a toe-stop work on the outside, managing to stay in for another 4 points. Meanwhile, Boppin is back in the box, so it's actually another power jam for Team California, and Taratot's going to call it off in time to freeze Boppin in the box, which means it is going to be a power start for Team California. Team California picking up 12 points on that last jam. Bringing the score to 44-41 and putting them very much within striking distance.
California definitely did some damage in that last jam, bringing them within 3 points of Team Philippines. Official timeout has been called.
We've got another official timeout. Once again, brought to you by 888-187 Killer Pads. We also have our equipment sponsor this weekend is Sacred Roller Skate Supply, which is queer-owned and operated since 2021. Whether it's roller derby, park skating, rink, or recreational skating, Sacred has you covered. Looks like we have an official review has been requested by Team California, so we will hopefully get a little bit of information on that in just a little bit, depending on how long the official review goes. Both teams have sat back down. I don't know if they just simply anticipate this being a complex one or lots of deliberation out there on the infield. California has managed to, let's see, I'm trying to count up leads here a little bit. We're on jam 14. 6 of those jams, California has picked up the lead, which should mean that 8 of them were Team Philippines, but I don't really trust my own math, so you never know. Don't quote me on it. Looks like we have a verdict, and we're about to get some information. Be right back. All right, so we got a little information there. Team California was requesting an expulsion on Team Philippines jammer for their contact with a down skater, which, as we know, is not legal. The refs deliberated and determined that the contact was unavoidable, so there will be no expulsion for Team Philippines. However, Boppin is still in the penalty box, so it is going to be a power start for Team California. Hardcore skating this power jam. Almost through this front defense here, but Boppin is back on the track. This is a scrap pretty packed. There's a lot of movement here. Nobody's managed to break through yet. We're about 40 seconds into this jam with no lead jammer, but Hardcore manages to break through. Pick up lead for Team California. We have just about 6.5 minutes left in this first period of play. Hardcore is making this initial scoring attempt here, getting recycled all the way to the back, though, by Champagne. But manages to reapproach and sneak on through on that inside line and pick up 4 points for Team California. Bobbin is back in the box. So it is once again a Team California Power Jam, and they are going to call it and again freeze Bobbin in the box. But we have another official review called. But Team California picked up 4 points on that last jam, which means we have had a lead change. It is pretty early in California, but, I say take a drink. Maybe it's a mimosa, I don't know. The score is now 45-44 California. Of course, like I said, I did see an official review being requested by Team Philippines, so depending on the outcome, depending on what they're asking for and what the outcome is, there's always a chance that this is not a permanent state of affairs, so we'll see. If my math is correct, which again, do not quote me on this, but I do believe that California has held Team Philippines scoreless for the past 4 jams, which, considering at the beginning of this game, it was very clear that Team Philippines had the momentum, but California has been playing a slow and steady wins the race kind of a game, and steadily made their way back up, and now it's picked up quite a bit of speed here, so looks like we're going to get some information on the challenge. All right, so Team Philippines was requesting that high block penalty that sent Bob into the box. They wanted that reversed. The officials said, and the official term for this is "nuh-uh," and so the call will stand, and so they're going to lose their official review for the remainder of this half, which means it's a power start for California, and that is Bubbles jamming, breaking out of the pack in less than, I think that was 6 or 7 seconds, and immediately coming around to start scoring points. Just slicing right through without even slowing down. Picking up 4 points right away as Bobbin gets back on the track. Team Philippines does have, tries for a little bit of a hop and gets tripped up there and recycled to the back. Team Philippines has had 2 blocks in the box. Now one of those just getting back on the track. Their pivot standing. Bubbles picking up another 4 points there. Talk about momentum. Bubbles got it. We really had started to, this was this jam was we were seeing a lot of consistent movement, but now we have finally kind of come to a ground to a halt over on turn 1 now, as both of these defenses have managed to slow things down. Bubbles sliding through on the inside line, picking up another 4 points, bringing California's score this jam to 12. Really doing a lot to widen this newly acquired lead here. Bubbles getting recycled to the back. About 30 seconds left in this jam. Bobbin has popped the start off, but is still trying to fight through. And has made the star pass to Pinot Noir. And California picking up 13 points on that last jam, bringing the score to 58-44, and putting California, I don't know if I'd say comfortably in the lead, but certainly definitively in the lead. That is Rogue Rammer on the jam line for Team California. And Kisme Azqueta jamming for Team Philippines. I saw Rogue take the star off and start to try and make a pass to Boo, but I don't think it was completed. Meanwhile, Azqueta has broken out of the pack and picked up lead for Team Philippines for the first time in, I think, seven jams? No, that might not be right. but scoring, putting 4 points on the board, which that is the first points in about 7 jams for Team Philippines. Rogue did pass that star to Boo, who is now the jammer record for California. Azqueta picking another 4 points up as Boo comes around for this initial score pass. Oh, loses the star. Has to come back around to pick it up. Meanwhile, Team Philippines just lost a blocker to the box on a multiplayer block. There are just bodies everywhere. And the jammer trying to call the jam. Yeah, Azqueta was trying to call the jam off from sort of a prone position, and I think the refs were not prepared for that. But Team Philippines picking up 14 points on that last jam. Team California picking up 7, bringing the score to 65-58 California. We are back on the track right away with about a minute and a half left in this first half. That is Hawaii KO jamming for Team Philippines. And Taratot jamming for Team California, but KO breaking out of the pack. Really, the Team Philippines is their second time picking up lead, really trying to take this lead back as quickly as possible. Taratot also out of the pack, hot on KO's heels, as Team Philippines picks up 4 points and brings that margin back down to just 3 points separating California and Team Philippines. All right, just 15 seconds left in the half, and we are going to squeeze one more jam in here. That's Hardcore jamming for California, breaking up, picking up lead, and Kisme Azqueta jamming for Team Philippines. Really fighting to get through the front here. Rox does not want to let up, though, and Hardcore slides through gracefully, picking up 4 points. Rox has been sent to the box, along with looks like Myth America is also there, so California's got a bit of a pack disadvantage here. Hardcore getting bumped out on the outside line. There's just a lot going on right now. Azqueta reapproaching the pack, and Hardcore calls it off before they're able to reach. Bringing the score to California picked up 8 points on that last jam. Team Philippines picked up 4, bringing the score to 73-68. 68. All right, we are back with a new microphone, so fingers crossed this makes it a little bit easier to hear. Um, we are getting back at it. The score heading into the second half is 73-68 California. That is Bubbles on the jam line for Team California. And Kismaya Escueta jamming for Team Philippines. And, both jammers breaking out at about the same time. But looks like Kismaya Escueta picked up lead, but then Bubbles overtook them, and so they went ahead and called that off. So that's going to be a no-score jam. I think the first no-score jam of the game, if I'm correct. That is Rogue Rammer on the jam line for California, and Hawaii KO jamming for Team Philippines. Hawaii KO pushing at the very front of this pack, with Rogue doing very much the same in the back. Again, these teams have two very strong defenses. Team California getting Myth America back on the track to come help out and try to play a little offense, clear the way a little bit for Rogue. Ooh. As Team Philippines, that's Aluyan headed to the box. And Rogue makes a break for it, but Team Philippines saw that come in and reformed pretty quickly. But Rogue manages to break through and pick up lead for Team California with still a minute left. Rogue is managing to stay up on a toe stop there, picking up 4 points for California. I believe Espadeta Star off has it stashed. I don't see Team Philippines star cover out there. Rogue picking up another 4 for California. Yes, we did have a star pass in Team Philippines to Hello Sailor, who gets recycled to the back there as Rogue comes around, gets bumped out on the inside by Manuel. Recycled all the way to the back. Both jammers getting recycled all the way to the back. Ooh, a little jammer on jammer action here from Hello Sailor. Rogue almost managed to sort of flip around and slide through, but got pushed out on the outside and called it off. 12 points on that jam for Team California. Bringing the score to 85-68. That is Caratot jamming for California, and Kismaya Escueta for Team Philippines. Kismaya Escueta breaking out right away and picking up the lead for Team Philippines. Caratot still stuck in this pack. Almost through, doing a lot of toe stop work to try to stay in there, but ultimately unsuccessful. Gets recycled to the back there. Escueta is right in the thick of it, and scoots through, picks up 4 on that initial scoring pass. Meanwhile, we have had a star pass for California to Rhodes Warrior, who is now going to be headed for that initial scoring pass there. But Escueta calls it off before California can reach the pack, picking up 8 points for Team Philippines. That is Hardcore and Boppin on the jam line. We have a clear penalty box, which is always nice to see. The pack is stationary on that jam line, really holding both of these jammers in place. Boppin trying to scoot around on the inside, but getting bumped out. Actually looks like by Hardcore. So both of these jammers recycling to the back. Of course, Hardcore was doing the recycling and Bob was getting recycled, but at the end of the day, it's still two jammers in the back of the pack. So, and Hardcore breaks on through, picks up lead for California. Boppin is still just looking for a little bit of daylight there, and thus far not finding it. As Hardcore almost, really tried to stay on those toe stops. Boppin breaking out, Hardcore headed to the penalty box, which means it is now a power jam for Team Philippines. And with two California blockers in the box as well as Hardcore, it's a good time to have a power jam if you're Team Philippines. So we'll see what they can do to put some points on the board here, and we'll see California's going to be trying to shut this power jam down as much as possible. Boppin is up in the front, pushing against these two blockers, but getting pushed out of play and forced to let Boppin go. 30 seconds left in this jam. Team Philippines has put 4 points on the board. And Hardcore gets back on the track and just sneaks around, almost without anyone noticing. Puts 4 points on the board as well. Both of these jammers now on their second scoring pass. With just 5 seconds left in the jam. Tell you what, I do not envy the refs that have to keep track of the individual points in a pack like that. Team Philippines, both of them picked up 3 extra points on that scrappy little end pack situation there, bringing the score to 92-83. There's Hawaii KO jamming for Team Philippines and Bubbles jamming for Team California. Bubbles picking up lead jammer. I feel like I've said that a lot this game. Bubbles picking up lead jammer. Starting to become a trend, I would say. Bubbles scooting through, picking up 4. Meanwhile, we had a star pass on Team Philippines to Crank Dat. A wide open lane there for Bubbles to just scoop up another 4 points. Bringing their score for that jam to 8 points and an even 100. Pushing California up over into the 3-digit mark. Once again, like I said, I know it's a little early, but take a drink. Coffee's a drink, you know.
Hitting 100 to Team Philippines 83.
That is Rogue Rammer back on the jam line for Team California and Kismay Escueta jamming for Team Philippines. Rogue getting recycled all the way to the back as Escueta is pushing up against that defensive ball in the front. Team Philippines getting their blocker back from the penalty box to come in and try to help out a little bit here. And Escueta breaks through and picks up lead for Team Philippines. Escueta, falling on their way through and having to go back, but I do think I think, well, I shouldn't speculate. I don't know whether there are points picked up there. But going again and now making it through cleanly, managing to maintain verticality and pick up 4 points there. Now coming back around for another attempt. Rogue now almost breaking through, but not quite yet. Kisma's but picking up another 4 points. This defense is just really giving it to Rogue. Kisma's but coming back around and scooting through. Boo went for the attempted bump out in front but missed. And that is 12 points for Team Philippines. Bringing the score once again very close. It's now 100 to 95. The pack is getting pretty spread out here. And I believe we've had a star pass for California to Bulgogi. As, yeah, it looks like I see Rogue joining that block pack. But that is the jam. Team Philippines picked up 16 points on that last jam, bringing the score to 199. Just a 1-point difference between these two teams.
Oh, I don't think there's point. I think they are making it exciting. With only 1 point between these two.
This is truly anybody's game. That is Taratot and Champagne on the jam line. I think this might be Champagne's first jam starting as jammer, and breaks out right away. Going to be looking to accomplish a lead change here on this initial pass. Oh, and handily picking up those 4 points without even slowing down. And that is a lead change, folks. Take a sip, whatever you're drinking. Again, now back in the pack on a second scoring pass up against these last blockers, and that's another 4 points for Team Philippines. California now has 2 blockers in the box, which is, Champion almost managing to slide by again, but got bumped out just a tiny bit on the apex. Now fighting up against these last 2 blockers here, getting pushed out of play, forced to let Champagne go. That is 12 points for Team Philippines, still with 45 seconds. We had a star pass for California, but looks like it was an incomplete pass. Champagne scored another 4 points on that last pass before calling the jam, bringing the score to 115, Team Philippines 100 California. Very much changing a big energy shift in this game there. Energy shift, point shift, momentum shift, whatever you want to call it. That was a pivotal moment there for Team Philippines, and only time will tell whether that will turn out to be a tide change in this game. We'll see if I believe Kismet is lining up on the jam line. We are on a timeout. California called a timeout. Makes sense. You want to kind of break up that kind of momentum. Is something you don't want to let the other team ride.
Thank you so much to our volunteers. We appreciate you, Track Prepare, for keeping us on track.
All right, looks like we are ready to get back in it.
Getting on track. Yeah. You gotta give a good groan.
Well, it looked like we were ready to get back in it, but perhaps not. I thought this was a team timeout, but maybe it's an official timeout. Yeah, there. It's not labeled as one on the scoreboard, which is what threw me off. But the teams are poised and ready to go, but it's unclear whether we're actually getting back underway. This is game 26 of this tournament. We're getting back. I was about to tell you who the winner and loser of this game will be playing next, but we'll come around back to that later. Ooh, 'cause we are off, and Kismet Escueta is off that jam line right away, picking up lead for Team Philippines. Looks like that timeout may not have done much of anything to break Team Philippines' momentum if this start has anything to say is any indicator. But that is hardcore jamming for California, also out and quickly picking up 4 points there. So California is certainly not going to give it up without a fight. But hardcore picks up a penalty and heads to the box, which means it is now a power jam for Team Philippines. It is going to be really important for California to shut this power jam down as much as possible in order to prevent this from becoming a bit of a runaway here. So far, so good though on that side. Escueta finding the outside lane, but coming up against Rocks, who picks up a penalty in the process, and so Escueta able to stay in and pick up another 4 points. Now coming around for their third scoring pass here. And successfully breaking through, picking up. That's 12 points down this jam for Team Philippines, still with 30 seconds left. Reapproaching the pack here as California lines up to. But Escueta is able to break through and pick up. That is Team Philippines' third 16-point jam in a row. That's crazy. What a streak. I want to know whatever energy drink Team Philippines hit at the half. I would like to have it. Give it to me. That brings the score to 131 Team Philippines, 100 California. This is the furthest apart this score has been in this entire game so far. We've got Boppin and Bubbles on the jam line. Boppin sneaking from the inside there and picking up lead for the fourth jam in a row for Team Philippines. Ooh, whole bunch of bodies hit the ground. Let the bodies hit the floor. Boppin is through, picking up 4 points for Team Philippines. Bubbles is watching over their shoulder, getting ready, and uses that opportunity to break through. Boppin also out of the pack and calls it off before Bubbles can make it back. That is 8 points for Team Philippines, bringing the score to 139-100 with 14 minutes left in this game. Plenty of time.
14 minutes left in this game.
That is Rogue Rammer on the jam line for California and Hawaii KO jamming for Team Philippines. California's pivot is in the box. Rogue trying to break through on the inside, not finding it. KO's on the outside, also stuck pretty well in place. The whole pack is just being, ooh, ooh, ooh. And KO breaks through. Meanwhile, but so does Rogue. Rogue also out of the pack now. About a half a lap behind KO as KO, gets waylaid by Nay and recycled to the back. Rogue now on her initial scoring pass, just looking for an opportunity, finding it on the inside there, picking up 4 points for California. Ooh, KO calls it.
Beautiful offense there by Chuck and Auburn to help Team California Jammer get through there on the inside line.
California picked up 4 points on that jam. Team Philippines picked up 3. Bringing the score to 142 Team Philippines, 104 California.
We're starting this next jam with a 4-3 pack advantage for Philippines with one California blocker in the box.
We've got one blocker for California is in the box. That is Kiss My Escueta jamming for Team Philippines.
Slow start with this
And
defensively focused set up.
someone who's getting really low jamming for California, so I can't see yet. Oh, that's Taratot jamming for California. Escueta breaks through, picks up lead for Team Philippines for the 6th jam in a row.
The Philippines has had the lead now for 6 jams in a row.
And Escueta picks up 4 points, kind of just jogging through the pack there on the inside line.
4 points for Team Philippines. Tara Tot trying to find some space, trying to get some offensive help in the back of the pack.
Ooh, with a little bit of a leap,
To grab 4 more points.
grabbing 4 more points for Team Philippines. Taratot is still having a little bit of a hard time breaking through the pack.
Find some space. Pass past
Oh, we have star pass on California to Rocks and Socks.
that is rocks and socks.
And Escueta calls the jam.
11 points for
That was an 11-point jam for Team Philippines, bringing the score to 153-104. That is Hardcore jamming for California and Champagne jamming for Team Philippines. Nobody in the box. And Hardcore manages to find a little bit of an opportunity on the outside line and takes it, picks up lead, breaking that run of 6 jams in a row that the Team Philippines have picked up lead. Hardcore, I think, has popped. Hard to say. But what I can say is Champagne has now broken out of the pack and is reapproaching for their initial scoring pass. Oh, Hardcore's in the box. That's what happened there. So this is actually a power jam for Team Philippines, but Hardcore is standing and back on the track now. But Champagne did manage to use that to pick up 4 points for Team Philippines. That also means that we have no lead jammer, so we will go the full 2 minutes on this. Hardcore scooting through, picking up 4 points for California. Champagne looking to find an opportunity on headed to the inside, headed to the outside. Hardcore hits the pack on the outside and gets called on a cut penalty. Champagne picking up another 4 there for Team Philippines with 15 seconds left. This is a power jam. Team Philippines picked up 10 points on this last jam, and California picked up 5. Means score to 163-109. It will be a power start as Hardcore is still in the penalty box. That is Boppin who's going to be jamming this power jam for Team Philippines. But we do have a timeout. This timeout brought to you by 888-187 Killer Pads. And we are back in it. Looks like California swapped out their jammer, so it's going to be Bubbles taking the track when this penalty is over. But Boppin breaks out of the pack right away and picks up lead. Boppin, and that is Bubbles now getting back on the track and breaking through the pack right away. Meanwhile, that is like 4 to 5 bodies hitting the ground all at once, and Boppin calls it off before Bubbles can reapproach the pack. 3 points on that jam for Team Philippines. That is Rogue Rammer on the jam line for Team California and Hawaii KO jamming for Team Philippines. KO getting recycled to the back while Rogue is pushing up on that Team Philippines defense in the front. KO looking to break through on the inside. Actually, both jammers looking to break through on the inside. And both defenses not let him have it. Now KO headed to the outside, but that is Bugobi who was just all over it. Meanwhile, Rogue is at the front up against the sort of last line of defense here for Team Philippines. And Rogue breaks through, picks up lead for Team California with 1 minute and 15 seconds left to try and put some points on the board. Rogue getting recycled to the back by Madra Bravey and calling it off before KO can reach the pack. 3 points there for California. That is Bubbles and Kiss My Escueta on the jam line. There's two Philippines blockers in the penalty box and the California pivot also in the penalty box. Bubbles breaks through, picks up lead. Escueta now also out of the pack. Bubbles goes for the apex jump and then calls it right off.
California on that last jam.
Bubbles picked up 1 point on that last jam. That is Taratot now jamming for California and Boppin jamming for Team Philippines. As Team Philippines gets their last blocker back on the track, but Taratot breaks out, picks up lead for California. This is the third jam in a row that California has picked up lead, so that they're picking up a little bit of momentum here. Taratot calls it off. This is a little bit of a animated exchange between Taratot and one of the refs, but it does look friendly. I see smiles and laughs, so it seems like we're all good. 2 points for Team California on that last one. Team Philippines picked up 4. Uh, so it's a 55-point spread here. Ooh. That is Team Philippines. It's Pan Diesel for jamming for Team Philippines. And that is Shock and Auburn jamming for Team California for the first time this game. That is an official timeout. Shock and Auburn picked up 4 points on that last jam, bringing the score to 170-119 with about 2 minutes and 45. Well, that is 2 minutes and 46 seconds on left on the clock. That is Rogue Rammer jamming for Team California and Kazai Squetta jamming for Team Philippines. Rogue breaking on out and picking up lead. Escueta about 20 feet behind Rogue, hits the pack and calls it out before Escueta can pick up any points. Rogue eking out one little point there, but every point counts. Just about 2 minutes left in this game, and that is an official timeout brought to you by 888-187 Killer Pads. right, looks like we're just about getting back on the track, question mark? Um, that is, yes, that is Bubbles and Boppin on the jam line. Score is 170-120 with an even 50-point margin.
For Team California and Boppin for Team
Boppin
Philippines.
staying in on their toe stops on that inner line there.
Less than 2 minutes left.
Boppin or Bubbles rather sort of just going back and forth looking for just a little opportunity there. Both of these defenses intent on refusing to give up any ground here.
Slowing down the other team.
We're already 30 seconds into this jam, and we really have not gotten off of that jam line at all.
Inside. Boppin trying to find some space in the middle, swinging to the outside.
Ooh, ooh,
Takes a little hit and
ooh! We got jammer action there, and Bubbles breaks out.
a huge hit.
But I
To
think Boppin had
far out.
picked up lead, but then also picked up a penalty. So it is a power jam, and we also have no lead. So we are going to do the full 2 minutes on this. Bubbles is now on their initial scoring pass here as Team California comes in like Flight of the Valkyrie style to play some offense and clear the way. Now looking to hold the pack and force them to let Bubbles go out of play in the front there. Getting a physical hand push from Rocks and Stocks in order to break through and pick up 4 points. And another 4 points for California there. Oh, got sent to the penalty box on a track cut, unfortunately. We have just 15 seconds left in this game, and less than that, left in the jam. So we'll see. That was the jam. It's unclear whether that was also the game clock. There's a timeout. Timeout was called, so we will have one more jam, it looks like. Bubbles picked up 6 points on that last jam. So the score is 170-126 Team Philippines. But both of these teams have played an unbelievably hard-fought game here. Both of these on the jammer side and on the defensive side. So many of these jams we saw both defenses just grind the pack to an absolute halt and refuse to give up ground. And then we also saw just as many times where jammers came up against that situation that still managed to find an unlikely opportunity to break through. So it has been truly an exciting game with 2 of those lead changes. What a day, what a time. Looks like we've got Hawaii KO jamming for Team Philippines and Bubbles jamming for California is what it looks like. For those of you who will be following these teams through the rest of their tournament, this is game 26. And so the winner of this game will play at 8:15 tonight against the winner of game 28. And the loser of this game will play at 7:45 against the loser of 28. We are lined up for this final jam here. Bubbles is in the box, so it is a power start for Hawaii KO. The crowd is going wild. Team Philippines has got a small but mighty contingent of fans here. Bubbles, the California Pivot getting back on the track. And then KO calls it off. That is the game. up 3 points for Team Philippines on that final jam. We're going to take just one little second to do a little bit of verification on the points, but our unofficial score is 173-126, Team Philippines. Like I said, what a game played on both sides. I'm just watching the refs. There we go. And that is the final score. Our Team Philippines 173, California 126. Congratulations, Team Philippines, and congratulations to our MVP for this game, number 10 Bubbles from Team California. Like I said, what a game played by both sides.